So our first question is, where do you work and what are the main responsibilities of your position?
I work for a nonprofit in San Diego called FirefighterAid. We assist firefighters in all of San Diego County during their time of need. When we are in when we're in trouble and we need assistance, we call our firefighters. But when our firefighters need assistance and they need an extra hand for themselves or their family members, they didn't really have very many people to turn to. So that's why Firefighter Aid came to be. We help them through. Right now we're facing COVID, so we help them through COVID diagnoses as they're isolated or quarantined. We provide them with some meal delivery since they can't go out and go grocery shopping. We provide them with a comfort bag, which we provide any firefighter in their time of need, whether it is, isolating at home because of COVID, having to go through cancer treatments in the hospital, or you don't know what's going on with. So we try to make sure that there are things there for them to make sure that they feel comfortable, taken care of when they're in their time of need.
Amazing. The next question is, how did you become interested in this field?
Everybody knows a firefighter. You might not know, your parent might not be a firefighter, but maybe your friend's parent or a friend of a friend of a friend is a firefighter. When I was growing up in a small town of New York, pretty much everybody was in the fire department around our neighborhood. I had my Girl Scout meetings in the fire station on the second floor in their gym. We would go to the barbecues for Mother's Day weekend, holiday parades, you name it, the fire station was involved. And so for me, it was kind of the community go-to, and being around that just made me feel comfortable and at home. And so while I'm not living in upstate New York now, I found a home here with my firefighter family in San Diego.
Awesome. What was your area of study at Nazareth College, and how do you connect your major with your current job position?
So I studied Italian and international studies. Doesn't sound like it automatically goes together, but I knew for me what I didn't want to do. I had gotten more than a minor in Italian during high school and middle school, and I didn't want to teach. It just wasn't my thing. And so I tried to figure out, what complements Italian? Well, international studies. So during international studies, I worked with the Center for Life's Work to get some internships. I got an internship on my own with the Italian nonprofit National Italian American Foundation, being a liaison for the upstate New York area for college students who are interested or are currently studying Italian American culture or language. From there, I realized, man, I really like doing this nonprofit thing. So I went with the Center for Life's Work and we found the United Nations Association of Rochester. Ironically, I was in a semi-teaching position there because of my language skills, but I realized that championing for people who need assistance when either they don't know the language or they're busy doing something else, like right now our firefighters are a little busy, so they don't necessarily have the time or the ability to focus solely on, asking for assistance for their fire family. I realized, that's where nonprofits can come in. We can be that extra helping hand, and that was something that I loved. Being able to be part of a community, being able to assist that community, and being able to do just good things around.
Yeah. So what skills have you gained from your education at Nazareth that has prepared you for your current role?
Well, I'll start with Italian, since I pretty much lived in the Casa Italiana. Even though you can't live there, I was there for work, I was there for classes, I was there all the time. So I learned how to read a room, picking up social and verbal cues pretty quickly, which is very important, regardless of the language, and the importance of culture and community, which I keep with myself every day, all day, here in California, back in New York, wherever I am. And just knowing that I can use those cues and that ability to read a room and appreciation of new cultures and communities to foster community, foster stronger communities. And I got to thank Dr. Vitti for all of that. With international relations, I learned nonprofit guidelines, efficacy of goodwill, and donations to create positive change in the world. I had my first internship as a nonprofit, so that's pretty good skill to learn.
So, what do you like most about your job position?
Oh, that's a great question. I think every day I'm doing something completely different. So, you're never kind of in a rut where some people might find that really boring. That'll never happen here. I can promise you that.
Yeah.
There's always something, especially when you're helping firefighters. Their job is changing day to day with COVID, with the firefighting techniques constantly changing, the types of fire, the intensity of all of our wildfires here in California. Over the last few years, they've gotten more often and to bigger impacts and in brand new places that they weren't seeing them before. So for me, I'm not necessarily fighting fires, I'll let that go to the professionals, but I'm ready to help those who need it while those, crazy things happen. I'm here to put out our own fires and help them with their fires. But, I can't tell you what I'm doing tomorrow, can't tell you what I'm doing today, but I can tell you that we're always trying to do good things. And, as things pop up, we adapt to them and we make sure that we assist those in need, especially for families.
Definitely keeps your job interesting.
Absolutely.
So you kind of answered this a little bit, but what is a typical day or week like for you on the job?
So we don't necessarily have a week formula here at FirefighterAid, just like I said, with all the changing and adapting. We have kind of 2 seasons, if you will. We have our largest fundraiser is our San Diego 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb. That brings about 1,300 climbers into one stairwell where they climb 110 flights of stairs, which is the same height as the World Trade Centers were. So you have civilian and firefighters in full uniform. You got the turnouts, the jacket, the pants, the air tanks on the back, their breather on their face, going up the stairs all together. It gets hot, it gets sweaty. It's kind of gross. We joke about you get sweaty, gross high fives on the top floor when you finished your climb. But then we have anywhere between 5,000 and 8,000 people on the ground to celebrate and honor the fallen first responders of September 11th, and then also to thank and celebrate and honor our current first responders who are, on the front lines doing what they have to do to keep our community safe, and thanking them for all of that. So that happens in September. And so basically the 6 to 9 months before that is all prep. After that is kind of a wrap up and more focusing on cancer. January is Firefighter Cancer Awareness Month. And that is where we spend time making sure that we educate and promote the importance of getting yourself checked, especially as a firefighter. You are exposed to so many toxins, so many carcinogens, just in your line of duty. That's what your job is, unfortunately. That comes with certain risks. And so we try to educate people for free nationwide with our Cancer Awareness and Prevention Program. We call it CAP for short, make it a little easier. But we try to share that with fire stations across the entire country. So somebody in Rochester could see it and use those resources and help their station to mitigate risks of, coming back from a fire and not washing your neck. You have a hood that covers pretty much everything except for right here. It covers your neck, but still it's a piece of fabric. There are holes in fabric. Carcinogens are teeny tiny little particles that can get through that. And if you don't wipe down your neck, you could easily develop throat cancer, and countless other types of cancer. So we really do focus on our off season from our events on keeping everybody safe, axing cancer, as we like to call it. So for our biggest thing is making sure we protect our firefighters now and in the future, so that, if you are diagnosed with cancer right now, we are here to help you right now, but we want to prevent that in the future. So we are here to also spread that education along with it.
Yeah. So what is your most proud moment on the job?
Ooh. Just recently, early last year, we had a cadet that is a firefighter in training whose daughter was 11 years old and got very, very sick all of a sudden. She is crazy healthy, a soccer player, runs long distance, weightlifts with her dad, just loves to be outside and, puts most grown adults to shame with her physical abilities. They were at a movie theater and she just got very, very sick, throwing up, and it was very unlike her. They actually left the movie. Fast forward a little bit later, she wound up having a rare disease that attacked her kidneys, and she needed a kidney transplant. And at such a young age, getting on a list for a kidney is already difficult. Getting a kidney to transplant is already difficult. So her dad, who is going through fire training to become a full-fledged firefighter, went and got tested to see if he was a match. He wound up being a match for his daughter.
Wow.
Found out one day, the next day, found out he passed to become a firefighter. So during all of that, taking care of his daughter and trying to find out if he was a match, he became a firefighter at the same time.
Yeah.
And good news is, fast forward a little bit farther, they are both super healthy. The kidney transplant went amazingly. She'll still need another kidney transplant in the future, a long way away, but that means that she has time to find a match. Her dad is doing well as well. So they're both really well, and they were supposed to be in the hospital for at least a week. They were there for 3 days. They recovered so quickly, and she's already running and playing soccer and weightlifting like nothing happened. And I think for me, just being able to help them fundraise to be able to cover their medical bills, being able to provide them comfort, care, and just a direction of like, where do I go next? Who do I turn to? It's scary. And you're going through fire service, so you're already busy. You're already spread so thin. And then your kid gets really, really sick, and you have to stop that focus and focus on your daughter. Being able to support them in that difficult time is honestly one of the most incredible things that we get to do at work. And it's not just with this family. We've done it for a lot of families, and we'll continue to do that. And for me, I would want someone to do that for my family if I needed it. So I'm glad that I'm able to be there for somebody else's family in their time of need.
So great. What advice would you give to a current student of Nazareth College?
Oh, probably that it's okay. It's okay not to know what you want to do. It's totally okay. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I knew what I didn't want to do. And sometimes that's the important part. So knowing I really don't want to go down this route, route A, that's okay. Let's try route B. Let's try route C, D, E, F. Go down all the alphabet, and start doubling the letters if you have to. And that's the great thing about Center for Life's work, connecting with alumni on Fire Connect, just, reaching out, getting an idea of, okay, well, what do you like about your job? What's your favorite part? Well, I kind of like that. I could get down with that one. And finding a way, picking the pieces that you like the most, working through time, you'll see through many internships, through some jobs that maybe you didn't like the 100%, you'll find the things that you do love, and you'll be able to start connecting them together to make a job that you do love. 100%. Like I said, I didn't like teaching, but I wound up working at an internship for a nonprofit who assisted with teaching non-English native speakers. Wasn't exactly what I wanted to do, but I realized through that I love nonprofits. And here I am, loving nonprofits, loving what I'm doing, and finding a way to make that community, nonprofit, and just giving back and making sure everybody's well taken care of, all wrapped up into one. And it takes time, so you don't have to have an answer right away. It's okay. No one does.
That's so great.